Mark Cuban has no control over basketball operations for the Dallas Mavericks. So former Mavericks majority owner Mark Cuban was said to remain in charge of the basketball operations after selling the team, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So the Dallas Mavericks, fresh off a finals appearance, they lost to the Boston Celtics in 5 games, and I can say it was something that was inevitable. I did not see any weak spot in the Celtics game, despite people terming the Celtics path to the NBA Finals being weak, which I strongly disagree, and I made a couple of videos talking about the same. So Mark Cuban decided to sell the Dallas Mavericks this season to the Adelson family for over 10x the value he purchased the team for in the 2000s. So Mark Cuban, he bought the team at $285 million, sold majority stake at the franchise valued at $3.5 billion. Talk about 10x. After selling the team, Mark Cuban claimed he retained control of basketball operations for the franchise along with a minority ownership stake. So ESPN's Tim McMahon claims that Mark Cuban has no official say in the Mavs front office. So Tim McMahon, he came out and said Cuban, despite his claims after selling the majority share of the franchise mid-season to the Adelson and Dumont families, no longer has control over basketball operations. So McMahon then revealed Mavs GM Nico Harrison has already built a strong relationship with the new team governor Patrick Dumont, who has given Harrison control to shape the team however he sees fit. So you can see Mark Cuban, when he sold the majority stake, a lot of people question like his influence there on the team, because after you sell like the majority stake, there's no way that you're gonna have like any influence in that. So Harrison reports to new governor Patrick Dumont, who is kept informed but has shown trust in Harrison to handle roster personnel matters. Dumont rewarded both Harrison and Kidd with multi-year contract extension during this playoff run. So Mark Cuban brought this team to the dance by overseeing a summer retooling that worked wonders for the franchise. He's still a team owner and will likely always have his courtside seats, but he can't force the front office to make certain deals he will like them to. So it comes with like selling the whole majority stake for an organization. You just lack the influence. So the Mavericks are confident that they will return to the NBA Finals. So they had one of the best seasons. I must say, a lot of people are saying that the Mavericks had a disappointing season because they lost in the finals, but I beg to differ. Because if you look at where Luka Doncic was, and if you look at where Kyrie was about 2 years ago, you will see that on one side, Luka Doncic, he was fresh off a finals appearance where he lost to the eventual champions, the Golden State Warriors. And if you look at Kyrie, he was trying to force his way out of the Brooklyn Nets because they're not giving him that max contract extension that he wanted. He wanted a fully loaded extension. He just wanted money like the way KD got his money. KD got the 4-year, $198 million extension plus incentives, so a fully loaded contract. So Kyrie, he wanted that, but because he was listed as a person who you can't trust, and the way the NBA media propagated their narratives, making sure that the image of Kyrie is at an all-time low, the Brooklyn Nets did not want to make a chance on them, make a chance on Kyrie. So looking at that, when he opted into that $35 million contract that he had signed in 2019, he had that whole anti-Semitic tweet there, so it really, really lowered the stock of a Kyrie, and he was at an all-time low. So Kyrie's public relations, like people talking about Kyrie, especially in the media, they were just slamming him all day long, especially ESPN, First Take, Stephen A. Smith. You had him just every single day, just take digs at Kyrie, which were warranted because of the whole situation with that tweet going along there. So Kyrie, when he got traded by the Dallas Mavericks, he found his new home. He didn't make the playoffs. Even the Dallas Mavericks didn't make the playoffs in the 2023 season. So in the 2024 season, a lot of people, when they saw that trade happen in February 2023, they were very skeptical of would this work, would this fit? And we had a couple of situations at the remainder of the 2023 season that showed that Kyrie and Luka somewhat cannot play together. And a lot of people carry that same sentiment, especially coming into this season. So them having a historic playoff run and making it all the way to the finals, beating the Clippers, who are heavily favored after they traded for James Harden, beating the OKC Thunder led by Shea, and also beating the Minnesota Timberwolves, a team that came off the second round beating the defending champions Denver Nuggets. There was not a lot of expectation in seeing the Dallas Mavericks drop like a series like that, and also the Minnesota Timberwolves drop a series, because I felt like that would have played all 7 games. But looking at how things panned out, the Dallas Mavericks found themselves in the NBA Finals, and the Dallas Mavericks, they're just sensational. So the Dallas Mavericks, looking at the way they had their season and that whole making the finals, they had a successful season despite not being able to win. Of course, matching up against an experienced Boston Celtics team with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, people who have been in the East Finals multiple years. They made the finals 2 years ago. They had experience done in their belt. So losing to them, I don't think it's a knock onto their legacy at all. And they are confident in making the NBA Finals because they already had the blueprint on how to do it. And also Kyrie is a champion, so he had like that experience there going on there. So the Mavericks look like a dramatically different franchise from the one we saw 12 months ago. So the team was flailing without a roster identity and a lack of unusable assets. And also looking at the players they traded away KP, Kristaps Porzingis. He's a champion now. Look at what Jaylen Brunson was able to do with the New York Knicks team. It's just been sensational. So, but GM Nico Harrison identified the right piece to add to the team over the season, making them the finals contender they became. So Kyrie spoke frankly on the Dallas Mavericks' chances of coming back to the NBA Finals in the coming seasons after the improbable run as a 5th seed this season. So they made the finals as a 5th seed and they beat all the top seeded teams ahead of them. So looking at what they have been able to do and achieve, it's just beyond commendable. So very confident in the team's future. That's what Kyrie came out and said. That's one positive that we can take from this series, just how far we made it and how proud I am of the guys. We answered a lot of questions this year. Now we are capable on what we are capable of doing. Now it's just about being consistent. I think probably in the last week I said I wanted us to be remembered as one of the best teams in this era. So with the work that Harrison has been doing as GM, the Mavericks feel confident in the decision making that goes behind the scenes of these moves. So head coach Jason Kidd should also weigh in on these decisions so as to avoid another Christian Wood situation where the Mavericks have a talented player who can't get a rotational role because Kidd doesn't like his defensive habits. So we didn't want that situation with Christian Wood. They just bungled that situation, especially knowing how Christian Wood is talented, but the Mavs just used him the wrong way. As long as the Mavs have Luka Doncic, they'll be a threat to win 50-plus games every season. Mark Cuban will be remembered for his contributions to the franchise, but if this iteration of the Mavs end up hoisting the 2025-2026 NBA championship, Cuban won't be the one lifting that trophy. But looking at what the Dallas Mavericks have been able to do this season, it's beyond commendable. And Mark Cuban, he lost all his control after he sold majority stake, and he doesn't have any influence, but he'll always be remembered as that guy that turned over a huge profit from the Dallas Mavericks. And right now he's just eating very well, and right now he should even look at even buying like some stake in another team, or just buying some of the stake that he sold and try to get buying influence. But that's just my opinion. But do drop me your comments down in the comment section what you think about this whole video. I'm gonna talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.